Good morning, my name is Stephen and welcome to MorningCraft. Today we're going to build a Ballista guard tower. So grab a drink, get comfortable and let's begin. So when we first started working on this huge area down here, we put in these temporary walls, which, well, they serve their purpose, but they look pretty shoddy. So I came around to work on these, and in particular, this largest tower here. I detailed these walls by adding logs around the corners as a little bit of extra detail, and then I added a nice stone brick cladding to the walls themselves to hide that horrible cobblestone. And I did this for about half the length of all the walls. And with that small improvement done, it was time to work on the largest of the towers. I wanted this one to really stand out as it's going to be a bastion against all the invaders from this side. So I added some supports, and I extended the logs all the way upwards to build a second floor. And I was quite happy with this, so I repeated this a few times to build out the structure of the tower.
All soldiers must prepare their armaments and report to the courthouse for deployment by order of the Morn Law.
Sorry for that interruption, I really need to find a way to stop those. But anyway, I kept going with the construction, building out extra layers to the tower.
In the midst of a great storm, Murphy's forces began their attack on Mornington. As the king watched their approach, Sir Chapman assembled his loyal knights, the Morn Guard. Outnumbered by the Iron Legion, they took defensive positions along the castle. Murphy's raid on the town was quick and decisive, but the castle was near impenetrable. The people of Mornington looked down on their town as Murphy's soldiers raised his flag. They were a single fortress in a sea of red enemies. Murphy's soldiers had taken the watchtower, the oldest and a thrice reconstructed building, once home to the king when this was only a meadow. The siege had begun.
Remember to stick around to the end of the video for our daily quote. With the 2 layers in place, I then started work on a third layer. I wanted this one to come in a bit to give the tower a little bit of variance. And then I added a flattened roof before adding one final layer with a slightly different structure. I added a platform atop of this, which was going to hold something pretty interesting. I added some small walls around the platform and a staircase to lead up to it. Like, subscribe and share to give your friends a great start to their day. I then started work on a ballista, and this ballista would be used to defend from this angle against any large invaders. You can see me being bothered by some phantoms here, but they're a little bit too small for a ballista, so I just went ahead and slept, and they were dealt with. I then added some extra details to the ballista to make it feel more like a working machine. I then added some chains that would be used to fire the ballista, and a few supports to help guide the projectile.
If anyone knows of a way into that wretched castle, please inform the Iron Legion by order of the Mornlaw.
And with that, the ballista was almost finished. I added a few extra details to the tower, such as a staircase, and then it was done. Ballista Tower really is the centre point of these new walls. It's going to guard this entire section of wall, and I think it looks pretty cool. But let's show you how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a good morning, and if it's not morning where you are, you can save that for tomorrow. And I hope you make today the very best it can be. In the next episode, we're going to build a secret forest next to Hagrid's hut. So, I hope to see you again next time on MorningCraft. I post a new video every morning at 8 AM. And now it's time for the daily quote.